So thank you very much, Shaun, for coming on to speak to us today. Very excited about the youngsters being able to get some advice from you and hear about your story in particular. We met, I believe it was 2018. Does that sound right to you?
That wasn't it, yeah.
About that at a summer course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember everybody really loving your session, and you was a favourite that year, and we was able to have you back again. So we've enjoyed your company twice, and it's been really nice to speak to you at those events and get to know you a little bit. So
Yeah.
we would like everybody else to get to know you because we think you're a great bloke. And yeah, Vic's going to begin.
Right. Okay. So first of all, how are you, and how have you found 2020? Last year.
I'm good, thank you. Very, very good. 2020 was interesting for all, I think. Yeah, I mean, I got to spend a lot of time with the family and the kids, which obviously has its, swings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, 2020 on the whole, I think it's been a good year. It's just, yeah, it's led me to look at, other avenues in life, in career and family stuff. So yeah, I think it's been good on a whole, but I'm looking forward to getting back to normal.
Yeah. So what about 2021? Have you got any sort of resolutions or any goals now moving into 2021?
Yeah, actually, me and my wife actually sat down 2 nights ago and set a whole list of goals that we want to be able to do for 2021. It's very varied. It's not all to do with dance, but yeah, I definitely want to be continuing in a choreography career. I want to expand my property portfolio. We want to go on a holiday. We want to like see some sun.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a whole A4 page of goals. Want to buy the kids a big trampoline.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that you've written them down as well.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
We need to do that.
We need to do that. I'm going to do that today. You've inspired me to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that today.
It's almost like a tick list. Just a little cross it off every time something happens. And
exactly.
That's a great idea. Really good idea.
Exactly.
So going on to your dance background, really, could you give us a summary of what inspired you to get into dancing in the first place?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm just going to be honest.
Way back.
When I first, it was because I quite liked some of the girls who used to dance. So I basically went and watched my sister who went to dance, and I was like, "Oh, this is fun," And then I basically tried to give it a go one time. In fact, my first lesson, my mom took me out of school on an afternoon sometime to take me to a private dance lesson. First, like kind of like I didn't want to tell anybody.
Yeah.
And I think we did a routine to Jennifer Lopez play. Absolutely.
Oh,
nice. And it turns out I could dance on time, which is a great start. Yeah, and I quite enjoyed it. So, pretty soon after that, the girl I got with split up with me because I started dancing. And then, but it's all right. On to the next one, all that.
That's right. Plenty of fish in the sea and all that.
So that was your beginning. What about sort of?
Oh, you're taking. She's taking my question.
Okay, you can
she's
do it.
Taking my question.
I get excited. I want to know.
She wrote these questions for me, and now she's stealing them. So she doesn't trust me to ask my own questions. You
Sorry.
See. Okay, so as Jenny was saying, your journey through how has your journey been through your training, your professional journey? Could you talk through like a brief rundown of what you've been up to, really?
Yeah. So, what from training perspective?
From when you started training, really. Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of started taking it seriously fairly soon. Like I'd say a year after I started dancing, because I didn't start dancing until I was about 14, I think it was, something like that. A year after that, I thought actually I really like this. So I started doing. I started with disco freestyle. Don't tell anybody.
Snap.
Yeah. So then after that, I stopped doing that, and I kind of went into like street dance and ballet. They were the kind of things I went into. So I started doing ballet at my Stratford upon Avon College BTEC course. I did a year there, and then I kind of realised that actually, this is definitely something I want to take seriously. So my local ballet teacher then got me an audition for Phil Winston's in Blackpool. Mm-hmm. So I went to Phil Winston's for a year from 17 to 18, and then I knew it was meant to be a 3-year course, but I always knew I wanted to be in London. I knew that was kind of like for me where I needed to be. So then I went and auditioned for studios, much to the dislike of Phil Winston and that lot. But I went to studios, London Studio Centre for 3 years at 18. And yeah, I trained in as much as possibly could. Street dance and hip hop was always kind of my, my forte and everything I enjoyed most. But I enjoyed musical theatre, I enjoyed ballet, I enjoyed everything else. So I wanted to do a bit of everything. So in my head, I wanted to be versatile, and it's proved to be well through, helped me throughout my career. I'm able to do loads of different things, which is, I think it kind of boils down, going off on a tangent now, but boils down to your personality type. I personally, I can get a little bit bored with just doing the same thing. So I really wanted to kind of like open my mind up to other areas of dance. So basically tried to do as much as I could. So yeah, that was kind of my mindset behind training. Yeah,
it's obviously served you well to have that mentality. As well. And I heard you say you started at 14. That's quite not late, but it's quite far forward compared to some other people.
Yeah, it's fairly late, and I think, and the more I'm getting older now, the more I'm learning that mindset is so hugely important in anything you do. That I think when I was at 14 and I just started, without knowing it, my mindset was really strong at the point where I knew I was so far behind. I was always the worst in the class because I'd only just started. So I worked extra hard to get better. And I believe that a lot of people who do start late, that kind of happens that way. Because, they haven't been dragged through the trenches since they were, 3 years old, just coming out of the womb, whatever. And their kind of like passion for it really kind of like doesn't really ignite till late on, so they keep it for longer. Not always, but I find a lot of the time that does happen. It definitely did. So yeah, I had a massive passion, and I was very driven and very focused on what I wanted to achieve. And so I think, like you said, it served me quite well.
Yeah, I think it's great that you started at that age, because there's probably a lot of people watching, our members especially, that have done the same. They haven't started till in their teens, so it just goes to prove that it doesn't matter when you start. So in terms of students, if you could give one piece of advice to anybody listening who's perhaps younger or a teenager, from your training years, what you would pass on to say, in particular, do this or don't do this, what would it be?
So I had two things for me. I kind of mentioned it earlier, but mindset. Like, you need to like be focused, and for me, I need to have a goal. I need to have something that I'm trying to achieve, and like literally laser vision, try and make that happen, by any means necessary. And second, what was the other one I was saying? This is kind of contradictory, I suppose, because when I was training, when I was growing up, through my training period, I was so focused on that one goal of being a professional dancer that nothing else mattered in terms of backup. And Kidz came along, and I grew up a little bit, and I realized I probably should have had a backup. So I think it's trying to be focused enough that you are working extremely hard on that one goal, but then also being smart enough, not like I was, and have something where not all your eggs in one basket, basically.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, good advice.
That's great advice. So before we go into some of the amazing work that you have done professionally, let's talk about your teaching in your academy in Redditch. Is that right? Can you tell us about your vision for the academy? Can you tell us about your vision for the academy for the future, or just a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So I set up similar to you guys. I set up just a pure street dance and commercial academy. And the reason for Redditch, because I grew up here, and I knew from growing up here that there is nothing here. Like, honestly, there's just not much here, especially when it comes to street dance stuff. There's really not much. So I knew there was a gap. And for me, it was after the Kidz, I knew that maybe London wasn't where I wanted to bring them up. So I wanted something outside of London to be able to still, put food on the table. So there's a few reasons why I set it up. But mainly because I have a massive passion for youth in general. I've always loved teaching. I love teaching kids. I'll caveat that I love teaching kids who want to learn.
Yes.
I don't enjoy teaching kids who don't want to learn. So I've always said my academy is not a creche, it's not a playground. We're here to work, we're here to have fun, but we're here to get stuff done. Honestly, I've been dreaming into this for the last few months now with my wife, and there's something in Redditch that I believe is missing for the youth. And so I see my academy as being much more than just a dance school. I've always said it's more than just steps, because as you guys know, when you're coming up through these training schools, etc., your teachers are they can play such pivotal roles in your upbringing, and as you as a person. So like I said, from the off, this is not just steps, we are actually shaping people. So that's always been kind of in my thought process, being supportive, like looking after one another, pushing each other, working hard. I think big kind of a lot, and I basically want to change the face of Redditch. I want to have like a whole youth. I don't know if I don't want to call it a youth club because I think that downgrades it, but some sort of like community thing that that is born from the academy. Yeah, so I'm not sure what that is.
I think that's incredible. That's really lovely.
Anything with the right purpose will do well, and it sounds like you've got that bang on. I think a lot of people underestimate the influence they have as dance teachers. I'm talking about in particular. You can be a great dance teacher as in like the steps, but you're instilling values in these young people.
Yeah,
without them or you realizing it, as you say, and
the way you're taking control of that's really lovely. That's really nice.
Yeah,
it's good.
And essentially, dance is social. Dance is a community-based activity. So, with that intention, like surely you're going to achieve those dreams of having Redditch become, a nice, safe, and fun place for the youth there.
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah. So you've kind of covered my next question, really. But what do you enjoy most about teaching? And if a student was in your class, what would be the one piece of advice that you would give them to get the best out of it?
I would say you've just always got to enjoy what you're doing. So I kind of skipped your second question, but for the student in the class, you've just got to keep the enjoyment at the forefront, but keep it disciplined. Hello, cat.
Yes.
I just spotted her at the corner. This is the smaller one. She's the savage one.
Savage.
She is a savage.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
I said you've got to keep the enjoyment and that kind of fire in your belly. Like even if it's not for a career issue, you've got to keep that that urge there to want to do it.
Yeah.
If not, then you just don't bother. There's no point.
Yeah.
And also the discipline and the work ethic. Like you've got to stay focused if you want to achieve anything. What was the first question?
And what do you enjoy most about teaching?
I love seeing people improve, seeing the kids even if it's like in one step in that class, and I see a light bulb go when it clicks. I love that moment, and I think, like I was saying before, about it's not just about the steps. I've got this thing now where I'm trying to make the kids, as soon as they come into the class, they have to go around and at the minute it's elbows because of COVID or whatever, but I have to go and say hello to people, and seeing them kind of like interact with each other and kind of grow in relationships. So it's that, and the relationship side and the skill side. When I see that progress, and that's what really kind of excites me.
Makes it all worth it, doesn't it? Because I think it's hard going running the school. I think you got to put your life into it, really, your whole life. And when you see things like that, it's just something that just makes everything worth it, doesn't it? When you see that.
Yeah.
Right. Me
you.
or you?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay. Oh, so just lastly on the academy, where can people find out about you and the academy if they would like to come and join you, for instance?
Yeah, we're quite far away. We're in the Midlands, so I'm not sure if they're. But it's Shaun Paul Smith Dance Academy, ShaunPaulSmithDanceAcademy.com. All the stuff's on there. Kind of if they want to see any of that, or Shaun Paul Smith Dance on Instagram. That's where I kind of put videos and all that stuff.
Sure. Okay.
Sounds good. So moving on from training, your credits are endless of stuff that you've done, but in particular, ones that the youngsters may know, you've danced with Katy Perry, you've danced with Justin Bieber, for example. But for you, what have been your top 3 jobs as a performer?
Right. Okay. Top 3, I'd say, not in this order, I don't think, but I really enjoyed the Katy Perry one. For me, that was quite a kind of monumental one for me. I think it was, the first, maybe it wasn't the first. I think it was the first big artist or big TV thing we'd done.
And that was on X Factor, was it?
It was, yeah. There was only 6 of us. Even the audition, like, you know, the audition casting call came out and it said 5'8" and over, and I'm obviously only like 5'4.5", and I kind of went there anyway and gave it a go. Managed to get it. I wore like heel lifts. I don't know if you guys have seen heel lifts.
Wow,
well
no,
done.
well done.
They're basically like these little jelly things that you put in your shoe, but I put like 2 in each shoe, so I was like literally like dancing in heels pretty much.
Wow, what was that like?
Awful. I danced awful. I can't believe I got the job. But,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that was really cool. It was really nerve-wracking. I knew it was quite a big one. I think my favorite, or definitely my favorite, was Zoo Nation's Some Like Hip Hop.
Yeah.
For me, it was the original cast, so I got to play, you know, and Kate kind of, when she first did the show, I wasn't involved in the show, but I think she brought me into a workshop or something, and then basically liked, I don't know if she just liked me or liked something I did, but she basically made a character around me. So my character wasn't originally in the show, and then she basically created this character called Sudsy then, which was actually quite a pivotal role in the show.
Yes.
It was like the kind of the Charlie Chaplin kind of comedic character in the show.
Yeah.
And yeah, I loved it. I love acting and dancing. I wish I could sing, but I can't. So, but yeah, I love acting and dancing. And hip hop theatre is definitely like where I felt most at home, and I just really enjoyed it. So Something Like Hip Hop for me was my favourite job, and we did that. I did like 3 times, I think it was.
Wow, such a good show.
Yeah, it was great. Each time it got better and better as well. So I just really,
It really does. We've seen quite a few now, haven't we? And we just love them. We love it. Yeah,
we're hearing new ones coming out. We've got tickets.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. So you're quite involved in that company, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I have been throughout my career, not so much now. I still work with Kate every now and again. I assisted her on the Jamie film last summer? I don't know. I can't remember what it was now. Summer before. So every now and again, but I think I'm kind of tailing off in terms of my dance career. So, and obviously she's got so many amazing assistant choreographers already. So if stuff comes up, then obviously it'll be great. But in terms of dancer, I won't be doing anymore. It's too hard. Shows us.
Yeah, I can.
I don't know how you can put your bodies through that for 6 days a week on the tours and stuff.
It is mad. Yeah.
So that was 2. Sorry, that was 2. So you had Katy Perry, you had Zoo Nation, Something Like Hip Hop.
I think maybe purely because it's down to the nerves I had. When we did the Brits, was it 2 years ago for Hugh Jackman? That was
cool.
That was a bit of a scary one, purely because we had like a hat and a cane, and like we were on this big cake, and basically I was near the center, and I was like, if I drop this cane, it's going to be the worst thing in the world. It was also a live performance. My hat literally just before we were about to go on air, my hands were so sweaty. I was like, I'm going to drop the cane.
Oh no.
When you've got a prop, it's a whole new ball game, isn't it? When you've got a prop.
It's the worst. Do you know what? It's prop, or if you've ever got to like place a prop for someone else, makes me more nervous than anything else.
Yes.
When it comes to,
Yeah. Oh dear.
Yeah. They're probably my 3, I think.
Yeah. Well, they're great 3s. That's incredible. If for any aspiring dancers, what would be your piece of advice on how to conduct themselves in the industry? What sort of attitude would you say?
Don't be a douchebag. Don't be a douchebag.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
No, I would say you've just be yourself. Be nice. Like I've always, my mantra is people want to work with people who are nice. I know that I've gotten jobs in the past because the choreographer likes working with me, not necessarily because I'm the best dancer.
Right.
I know for a fact there would have been other people better for the job, but yeah, people want to work with people who are nice. So just be nice.
Yeah.
Have good energy in the room. Be positive. And just work hard.
Yeah, good advice.
Perfect advice. Perfect.
Yeah. So just one more thing on your dance career and performing jobs as such. I know you've probably given us a good couple of funny stories already, but has there been any moment that is just a stick out story as a funny thing that happened to you during your performing career?
I'm trying to think of the ones I can say. So basically, a lot of my funny stories is when me and my mates are messing about. So it's almost like, it's funny if you're telling it to a bunch of lads, but I'm not sure if it's great. I'm going to tell you anyway. So,
Go for it. I can't wait.
This once I was doing Shoes the musical, which is one of the one of the musical theatre ones I kind of did, and how did it go? Hold on. I can't remember. I think I'm not going to name names, but this one lad in the show was he did something or whatever, and we thought, oh, let's get him back. So basically, he mentioned something about an agent, right?
Right.
Again, I'm not going to name names, and me and Mike. Do you know Mikey Frome?
No.
He used to be a professional dancer as well. Anyway, we were doing the show together, and we was like, oh, let's get him back. So basically what we did, I changed he changed my name in his phone to the agent's name. And then I texted him from my phone at half time, at the interval, saying, oh, that was it, because he thought he'd upset this agent or whatever.
Right.
I texted him off my phone saying, oh, I used to love that lad. Before he did this to me, I'll never let him work for me again though.
Oh.
Yeah, we were so bad. It was.
That's so good though. That's very well thought out.
Yeah, and Mikey went, have you seen this text? He's like, he's been watching, and the lad was like, oh my god, horrified.
Oh, bless.
He walked out. We thought it was hilarious, and we didn't think it was going to be that bad. But anyway, so we went down onto stage to like get ready for the second act. He was sat on the stairs crying.
Oh no!
Had the whole cast round him, like, and me and Mike were like, "Oh my gosh, what have we done?"
Did you tell him there and then?
I don't know.
He's just found out now that was what.
No, I think we did tell him eventually, and they hated us for a few days after that.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's one of the things that we thought was funny, but it's obviously not funny. But
it is funny now.
The reason we did it, I can't remember the reason, but anyway, it was payback for something.
Payback.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, that's it. If they're going to do something, they got to expect it back, haven't they?
Exactly.
Right. Is it me now?
It's you now. Yeah.
I keep forgetting. Okay, so you also choreograph for the likes of Kidz Bop UK and The Voice UK. Is choreography as much as well, I think we may have already answered this one actually, because you've said that teaching is more of your passion now these days. So could you tell us what piece of choreography you're most proud of out of all the amazing things you've done? I know there's probably quite a lot, but is there one that really sticks in your mind?
To be honest, I think it's the most recent one we did with the Kidz Bop kids. I think we did the opening for Children in Need a few weeks ago.
Oh, lovely.
Before Christmas, and there was a lot of work gone into it. Obviously, trying to be COVID secure and a lot of logistics and stuff. And they basically did a bit of a medley, and and I basically pretty much got free reign in terms of like how I wanted to stage it. It was more like creative direction as well, like
amazing.
Mike here and and pyros. yeah.
Oh, how lovely!
Yeah.
Where can people find that to see that? Is that anywhere?
Yeah, it's got YouTube. It was a Kidz Bop UK Children Need 2020.
Right,
Amazing.
I'll check that out.
We'll check that out. Yeah,
It was really good fun, and to be fair, I love working with them kids. Like the stuff that the content, the amount of content they get through, and the hot, the standard of it is just unbelievable.
They're great.
So,
yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Are they all trained from different places? They come together from audition. They're not from one particular place.
No. I mean, 3 of them now are at Sylvia Young. One of them went there during Kidz Bop.
Right.
One of them's not at all, and the other one is in Manchester. So yeah, there's
amazing.
All over.
Yeah, and you, as you say, you like to work with youth and youth that want to learn. So
yeah,
it's a bit of a win-win situation, isn't it? Really, I suppose.
Honestly, it's been an absolute godsend. Like for me, that job is I love it. It's my favorite job. Like if you'd ask me what choreography job I'd want to do, I'd love to keep doing Kidz Bop. It's brilliant.
Nice. And what about moving on from that right now? Is there anything left on your either performance or choreography bucket list?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this in terms of choreography. I feel like I'm still fairly new. There's still a lot I would love to do. I would love to do more artist stuff. I'd love to create more shows. Well, create a show.
Yeah.
I'm literally with the academy at the minute. I'm doing a hip hop version of Billy Elliot, and we, sat down.
Nice.
And, writing a script for it over Christmas and all that sort
incredible.
of stuff. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying doing all that sort of stuff. But yeah, just trying to balance it between the rest of life.
Yeah. But at least you've still got other things. I know we spoke before this interview started about other things that you do with your time, but at least you've still got sort of a passion for still extending your sort of dance career down the academy route.
Yeah, I mean, I'll always be creatively minded, I think. So I think there's always something I have to, scratch that itch. But
yeah.
Oh, love it.
Good for you.
So good. Do you have one last sort of note or quote to youngsters or adults that want to start their career in dancing or just start learning how to dance even? What would you say to them first thing to do?
I would say find something you enjoy, give it a go. If it's something you want to take seriously, then just get laser focused and make it your goal.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But you've got to enjoy it.
You have to enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Yeah, exactly. And I think the music as well helps, especially with the styles that we teach. You can't not love the music, so you're going to enjoy that part of it regardless, right?
Absolutely.
So moving on to a bit of a funny finish to our interview, we're going to be doing a quick fire round with you, if that's okay. So we'll fire a question at you and then just come back with the first thing that comes to your mind, regardless of what it is. Okay, you ready? Okay.
Right.
You go, Vic.
Okay. Are you ready?
I am.
Right. Favourite season?
Summer.
Favourite TV show?
Match of the day.
Favourite hobby?
Football.
Ooh.
Favourite drink?
Alcohol or
anything?
Anything.
Jack and Coke.
Favourite food?
Chicken and pasta.
Musical or drama?
Musical.
Student or teacher?
Teacher.
Movie night or night out?
Night out.
90s hip hop or noughties R&B?
Ooh.
That's a toughie.
I'm gonna go with R&B.
Hip hop or funk?
Funk.
Glass half empty or half full?
Oh.
Rihanna or Ariana Grande?
Rihanna.
Holiday in the sun or a city break?
Holiday in the sun.
Yeah, last one. Honey or Save the Last Dance?
Honey.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you on that
answers.
one. Yeah, that was quick. That was quick.
Very
Oh,
quick.
good. That was good.
Sometimes you find out things that you don't actually know about yourself.
Yeah, I should have said Jack and Coke, but yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, I love it. So, I've got one more question for you. Very random one, but us three are hosting a dinner party. There is 3 seats left at the table. Who would you have in those 3 seats? They can be alive today or no longer with us. Who would you have, and why would you have them?
If it was COVID before, I would have.
Yes.
Do you know what? I'm gonna pick an array of people because as you might have heard from that, I'm really into football. It's kind of like one of my big passions.
Okay.
So, I would I would love to have a chat with Gary Neville because I think he's funny, but some people probably don't know who that is. So I'm gonna pick.
I know.
David Beckham. Oh, you do know Gary Neville.
Yeah, I go Neville. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'll go with Gary Neville.
Not personally, but I've.
Okay.
No, I think he's quite funny. I like the way he talks. In terms of from an industry perspective, I would love to sit down with someone who's I don't know, either someone like Justin Timberlake, because obviously he was doing the kind of stuff that I would love to have done when I was dancing. Never quite to him, which is a shame. Yeah, we'll go with Justin Timberlake.
Good choice.
Or like one of his dancers, maybe.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. Anyway, and then I would also love to someone who was like really smart, really really clever, someone like Elon Musk or something like that. So
yeah.
Brain.
How did you make that much money?
Absolutely, yeah.
They're good choices. I want to go to that dinner party now.
Yeah, great choices. Yeah,
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Listen, Shaun, thank you so much for giving us your time today. We know you're a busy guy, and you've got kids to look after as well. So appreciate you getting an hour out to spend with us. Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.